think we're on, Armand.
Oh, hey. What's up, guys? Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Where are we?
We're in Bradley's.
Welcome to Bradley's again.
We're in Bradley's. He came in and he put in his teeth, and there's some woman sitting at the bar over there, and he came over and said hello to me. Well, we don't know.
I checked.
We don't know.
Yeah. Either that or she's sporting a tree trunk.
Yeah,
But
we
anyway.
don't know.
Yeah.
And so when he walks away, she says, "That poor man's teeth."
Yeah.
I said, I know. I said, you know, what we do on the internet, we ask everybody to send in $2 to get his teeth fixed. Oh, my God, that poor man.
Which one is this?
That woman in the middle, she's half schifosa.
We'll have to get her over
This
here.
is the same one last week that did the same thing when you were talking to her. She goes, "What happened to his face?" And she's
My face? My face?
No, him.
Oh, him.
I said, no, it's like this whole Halloween James Caan thing.
Yeah, it's like the movie FX. He's a big fan. He likes to wear those masks.
Yeah, she's just messed up, man. Don't worry about her. Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad you got dressed up for the occasion.
Thank you.
Yeah, you opened up your closet.
You know what? You're not going to get hit by a car. I know that.
Hey, how's our community service going, by the way?
Huh?
You know what? We need people like you picking up that trash on the side of the road, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm sorry you had to get in trouble to end up doing it, but you're turning the corner. Hey, as we know in this market, you can make mistakes and rebound.
Yeah.
You could even go to a strip club, do drugs, and pull your pecker out and still get another job.
How does that happen?
No, that's
How does that
not
happen?
a believable story. That's not a believable
Could you
story.
give up drinking and yet go into places all coked up every other night? Can that
Hey,
happen?
things change, man. People change. You're a testament to that. When I first met you, you were the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life. Now look at you.
What do you mean was?
You're a glimmer of light and a ray of hope for all of us out there.
He's just a kinder, gentler asshole.
He really is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I want to do a little endorsement right here.
Yeah.
I just recently signed up for the Dollar Shave Club. Have you heard of the Dollar Shave Club?
No.
It's where you get your razor, and your razors every month because you can get 2 blades for $1 a month, and they'll send you the 4 cartridges and stuff. You save a ton of money. It's great. I get the 4 blades, cost a little more, but they also sell these things called One Wipe Charlies,
Really?
which is like they call it the civilized way to wipe.
Really?
And I must tell you, after using these One Wipe Charlies, I have reached a anal hygiene level heretofore unknown in my tortured life.
Wow.
And
It's going to make your proctologist very happy.
oh, it does. I'm very happy. I'm a happier person. I'm a cleaner person, and I'm able to open myself sexually to things I wouldn't before because of that.
He's a lucky fella. He's a lucky fella.
Does he know what he's getting?
Remember, Brad, just let me know if you need something from the store.
God, it's just smooth as a baby's bottom.
Hey, listen, don't get down. You meet a guy in jail, you make a special bond.
I bet you do.
Okay.
So it's
easy.
a one wipe. Does that mean it's one and then you flip, you get the other side, or is it literally one wipe?
Well, no, it's a wet wipe. It's a wet wipe. So you're able to get in there and just clean the crevices, nooks and crannies, as the English muffin commercials used to say.
Like those things they give you in prison after you do your fingerprints.
Yeah, there you go.
Or after you have a plate of ribs. Either
Oh,
one. Either one.
Exactly. You know,
Same thing.
I use them on my head too. It makes me smell nice.
Sure, it's pretty much the same deal.
Speaking of which, I cut my head on the shaver, but
Oh, that's all right.
I thought maybe you hit it on the backboard.
Hit that.
I hit it on the backboard as I was taking the quarter and leaving 2 dimes and a nickel.
That's what he does. He leaves change.
Give that a swipe with a one wipe. Will go away in a second.
So we got plenty of stuff to get into. We got divisional playoffs. We got NFC, AFC championships going down. We got Vad Lee, who was on one of the local morning shows today. Didn't have the nicest things to say about Paul Johnson. No shocker there. So
we
we'll
didn't
talk
see
about
that
that. But the
coming,
big news: Jeremy Pruitt, Florida State's defensive coordinator. Bo sent me a text the other day. He says, "You won't believe it. Todd Grantham's gone to Louisville." I forgot what I was doing or where I was.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe him. And sure enough, that was the case. He's gone, man. He and Petrino.
What's more perfect than those two being together?
Well, the thing is, Petrino's not going to put up with
You could
this.
get Kiffin to run the offense.
When Petrino sees
Then you're
it-
talking about a trio.
But when Petrino sees how he runs a defense, he's going to last a year. I don't care. He's got 5 years and $5 million a year. I mean, how does that happen? How does that happen? This guy's
gone.
better
Who
than
cares?
Frank Abagnale.
Right.
He really is. No, I mean, how
You know what he does
that?
now?
I
You know
get
what
the
he does now?
reference.
I saw it at Staples. He's got a contract with Staples. This is pretty good. Guy brands himself. He has official pins that people use for signing official documents. Frank Abagnale pen and Frank Abagnale paper shredders.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Good for him. So anyway, you threw out a name there,
Wow.
so I figured I'd throw that in there.
I'm going to wait till the Grantams come out.
So he's gone.
I was shocked. I was shocked. First of all, I wasn't shocked to hear he was gone. Well, actually, I was a little shocked. I was shocked that they pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
I hated the timing of it. The timing of it couldn't have sucked more, but the way things have turned out,
Well,
I didn't think that Pruitt was a real possibility.
You know what? I can't see Grant, and I have no idea how he recruited. All I know is he ran off a great recruiter, Rodney Garner, who had been at Georgia for 12 years, and he headed up their recruiting, and then he ran off Lakatos, the defensive back coach. So I don't know how he recruited, but I can't imagine how kids that were recruited by Grantham couldn't be saved by Jeremy Pruitt, who they just hired from Florida State, which is outside the box. I'm real happy
when you're Grantham, you're pitching University of Georgia, and you're pitching his scheme, which is 3-4. He puts guys in the NFL.
Right, exactly.
So you're saying,
Well,
look, you get to go get the quarterback, and you get to play in the NFL.
Right.
Come to Georgia.
Yeah.
And you can get arrested a couple times. Nobody gives a shit.
We're not all about the team numbers, but you'll get yours.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, right.
And that's what he's ended up doing. But you got 10 out of 11 starters coming back. Pruitt's going to coach the secondary, which he learned how to do under Nick Saban.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, the body of work there as far as his lineage under coaches.
Oh, he comes with credentials.
No,
that's what Grantham didn't have.
No, I mean,
Grantham was a defensive line
he's
coach.
so much more than I thought Georgia was going to be able to get because of the timing.
I agree. I thought they were going to be stuck with Diaz.
Yeah.
Not Matt Diaz, not that guy.
Well, Manny Diaz was a hell of a tennis coach. Still is over there. So, I mean, you can double up.
They got a hell of a tennis facility over there, you know that?
Oh, man.
State of the art.
Have you seen the new gymnastics workout area in the gym, the practice gym?
I have not seen that. What are you?
Unbelievable.
What are you, gay?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
They built it right next to the basketball. So when you're in the basketball practice gym, you're looking down. So somebody had a sense of humor on the gymnastics team.
Okay.
You know what they have? They have these big pits.
Actually, I respect gymnastics very much.
They have these big pits filled with different colored foam.
Foam balls.
Yeah, foam all over.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, dude.
I jumped in.
That's awesome. Give me some on that. That's awesome.
And then they got mad at me when I peed in the balls.
He lost a crock while he was in there.
And as he got his running start, or what we can call a running start, into the foam pit, there was some guy standing back there going, don't.
Oh, man. So, the recruiting aspect of that, I mean, he was named Recruiter of the Year by 247 Sports, I think is the recruiting site. Pick your recruiting site. I don't know what that means. But obviously they won a national championship. I can't believe that they weren't willing to pay the guy. That's what I don't understand. I mean, they're Florida State. Now, their bowl share being ACC isn't what it is for SEC coaches, but still, they're Florida State.
So what's he picking up, $850,000?
Yeah, $850,000
for this job.
That's what Grantham was making.
Yeah,
and Grantham was at the
we're
big end of the scale. Now it goes over there for 5 years for $1 million per. I don't know how.
How in the living hell?
But that's good for Jeremy Pruitt. What did it say? I didn't see any of the reports. Did they say what he was making at FSU?
$500,000.
That's not bad. I can't believe that FSU didn't step up with the wallet.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He's only 39 years old. I mean, he really only has about 5 years experience. Here's a guy who's coaching high school before that.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he was coordinating defenses, 5 years is great. I mean, that's 60 games.
He's on the up.
He's on the up, and this obviously you don't get that far. Grantham, when he came to Georgia, had never coordinated a defense.
Right.
Because and somebody said to me at the time, no defensive line coach has ever been a successful coordinator. I said, really? And when you think about it, those guys are so centralized in their vision. It's right there, right in front. They don't have any idea what's going on behind them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really is difficult for a defensive line coach to see everything that's going on around them, the design, the movement, all of the elements that
you know what? You're right. I mean, you say a lot of things that I don't quite honestly pay a lot of attention to, but
thank you.
linebacker, secondary, it makes sense. It's all in front of you.
I thought it was just me, Hans.
Yeah. I mean, I knew today. I was coming in, I was sitting in traffic. I'm sitting here, I'm going, oh my God, they finally got rid of Grantham. So I can only imagine what this show. Okay, they got rid of Grantham. Paul Johnson is getting thrown under the bus by his quarterback, and the physicality of the 49ers and the Seahawks. That's a show.
Yeah,
there he is. I'm just going to let him go and then sit here and act like I've never heard it before.
That's
don't say.
That's like you just.
Oh no!
You just put the tee up and you take the ball and go, here, Mr. Bach.
You know what? You're in the right market. You're in the right market. Just grab a pack of baseball cards.
Just flip, man.
Start reading the backside of the cards. That's what's talking Atlanta. The fact that something's wrong and it doesn't get fixed. You like that. What uniforms were they wearing? Come on.
Did you see the Cubs got a mascot? First time in the franchise history of the franchise, a big bear.
Were you in the mix?
No.
You weren't even in the mix?
No.
Not even on the short list?
They kept it really under,
Man.
It's an inside job is what it is.
Well, you kind of hit up that mascot society. I mean, you guys going to do anything about
That's
that?
the
Why
point.
would they not make it public?
This guy's got no shot at getting in the union. He's got no shot. You know what?
He's got baggage.
Yeah, Lou Pinella's been MIA for about 6 months. There's a lot of people out there speculating it might be Lou. So if at any time he comes out there with a bat, starts kicking dirt on the umpires, it's Lou under there.
By the way, was that an old act or what? Will you stop it, Lou? Will you stop
I like
that?
Lou.
I like Lou too, but he just what I didn't like about him was that act.
Well, you play the hits.
Stop it.
You play the hits.
Come out. Can you imagine me running a team, getting a umpire missing a call and running out there and just kicking dirt on the home plate.
I can see you doing that. I could also see you getting your ass kicked for doing it, though.
Yeah, who? What, section 233?
Oh, come on. Dancing pecs. Do the dancing pecs. Dancing pecs.
233.
Dancing pecs.
Section. Over the years, there's a little bit less dancing. They used to move. They used to really pop
Well,
and
I'm wearing a
sizzle.
sweatshirt. You can't see.
Oh.
If I was wearing your neon fiber,
He used
cars would be hitting the brakes out here.
he used to have to blink a lot because they'd be up in his eyes.
That's true. Boom, 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 boom. So, any surprises over the weekend? New Orleans out there, San Francisco on the road. I like both of those.
Yeah.
San Diego, you figured they'd give them a game.
Yeah.
Denver ends up winning,
Yeah.
and then, of course, the Patriots. I think the biggest surprise was how the Patriots did it. Nobody expected that.
I mean, you know what? You know what's really jumping out in these playoffs? Quarterback play is phenomenal.
It's fantastic.
Phenomenal. When you think about some of the throws that Peyton Manning made,
Oh, yeah,
some of the throws that Brady made,
Yeah.
some of the throws that Wilson and Breeze made. I mean, you that and the fact that you get to this point, you better have a romper-stomper running back who's going to get you some yards, because that's the two things that are jumping out in these playoffs. That and the physicality. All physical teams.
Yeah, I thought the biggest surprise, other than New England just running the football down Indianapolis' throat, was the Saints' defense. Seriously. They were historically the worst defense in the history of the National Football League last year.
Yeah.
That was a completely different football team.
Yeah.
To go up into Seattle, and Raphael Bush, the former Falcon, first play of the game, sets the tone with that hit on Harvin. That guy's done a hell of a job for them.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, I don't. Never mind.
My biggest.
That's what happens when Bo loses his train of thought.
That's
It'll
okay.
be back in 10, 9, 8.
Oh yeah,
3 words.
You're an asshole.
There you go. It's back. 3 words. Peyote. Anyway, I was just shocked that my team for the Super Bowl got bounced out.
Carolina?
I thought Carolina was going to go ahead and I thought they were going to ride that wave.
Steve Smith, he just won 100%.
See, but that's what you didn't know about. Yeah, that was the one variable in that whole thing, is that they were making all kinds of signs about this is for real.
Yeah.
And you just didn't. That was the one variable in looking at that game and trying to figure out how it was going to go. That's what you didn't know.
Well, the goal line stand where they just couldn't get it in, that set the tone. But
Yeah, it did.
I thought,
But that's physicality.
But I don't understand why Cam, every time he tried to sneak it in, he had it tucked. It's measured from the ball. I mean, his hands are the size of his table. Reach across the goal line.
Yeah, but that gets knocked out so easily.
It's a little dangerous.
So then you got the ball at the same place.
He's probably never been in
or the ball comes out and they recover.
The ball comes out.
Yeah, but it was 4th down.
Oh, you're talking about the fourth down play specifically?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you got to try to cross that, you know.
Oh, yeah, I understand. I thought you were talking about every time he tried to tuck up the middle.
You almost, you know, there's an art to that. You can almost take a half a step back and then leap over. You know, when
take a look.
Linebackers have come over the pile. You know,
let them come in and take a look.
Yeah, if you don't have that romper stompers up front who are going to clear the way, just mow people out of there.
But I mean, can you think of a time? I mean, that we got the best 4 teams in the league playing in the semifinals? It never happened.
Probably not.
Rarely.
And in fact, that's why I was thinking it would be Carolina too, because I didn't see them coming. You know, early in the year.
But this is a step for them.
Everybody else I had in August, you know, being here.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, this is a step.
Oh yeah.
Now, they've been there.
Well, the first step was winning that game in the last minute. That brought him to another level. What was that? 2 weeks ago? You know, those 3 completions he made under pressure.
You're talking about when
they beat New Orleans.
When they didn't do anything for 3 quarters, and then they got him off the side of the court. Yeah. They shocked me and they hurt my feelings. But as I was watching Peyton Manning,
you're a sensitive guy.
I am sensitive.
You really are.
Not so much more. Well, I don't want to get back to the one way Charlie.
I mean, you're wearing an aspen skull cap and everything, you know. So you know, sensitive guys do that.
This
you
is
got
my,
a little Patagonia here going on.
Actually, that's a stain.
Oh.
This is a longshoreman look that I'm trying to pull off.
Oh, you're very good at it.
You like that?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go out after we're done with the show. I'm going to break somebody's fingers.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it.
For you. You know, it's one of those things. Somebody went through my bags, and all of a sudden they show his picture. That was him.
That's him.
That was him.
Nobody looking like me anywhere near the scene, but I would still say that's him right there.
That's him right there.
You got any trips planned to the motherland or down to South Georgia?
Yeah, I think maybe this weekend might go to South Georgia.
What are you doing down there?
Recruiting.
Yeah. Well, you're replacing us on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to go down there and get some smooth talking daddy-os, you know, from the bayou.
Get your head in the bucket. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know what you're getting.
What do you do when you go down there?
Duke is Duke.
I mean, you do
Yeah, fish, yeah.
Coney Island whitefish.
What do you do?
Fish. Last time I fished was like, I had a stick with a string and a big wad of gum and a nickel. And we tried to get nickels out of the sewer. The last time I fished.
That sounds miserable.
It's not fun, but
you'll
get your popsicle.
Back when you were a kid, a nickel was like $10.
Yeah.
I'd be fishing too.
No, a nickel was good.
You can buy everything for a nickel.
Everything was a nickel.
I bought a car with a nickel.
I know. I remember I used to go out, gas up, have a bunch of beers, have a date with $5. And come back with change.
Yeah. Because you never tip, cheap bastard.
I tip all the time. All the time.
Here's a guy from the Bronx fishing. He takes a cigar. Come on. You got to be careful. You might hit somebody, though, when you're fishing in the Bronx. Of course, they're already dead.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I got an email today from Jeff Schultz at the newspaper.
Hey, I love Jeff.
So I wrote my commentary today about how all of a sudden now everybody knew Grantham couldn't coach.
That's the one that doesn't like his face.
That's the one with the teeth.
Yeah.
That's the one who thought.
Yeah. Put them back in when she comes back.
She comes back. Yeah, let's get her on.
You just stay the way you are, okay?
So anyway, I wrote, now everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. So I get an email from Jeff Schultz that says, dumbass, I've been talking about Grantham for 4 years. I said, geez, Jeff, I've read everything you wrote. I don't remember anything.
Well, how did y'all resolve this?
Wait a minute. See, everybody knows. See, everybody's watching knows that you just put those in. So you don't have to go into it here. We're doing it for her when she comes back.
Right.
All right? I'll let you know when she leaves the lavatory and she disposes of her one wipe. All right? I'll let you know.
I hope she's got a couple of wipes.
See, the one thing about Bradley's I always find interesting is they don't have men's or women's restroom. It's just, unisex. Everything's wide open.
Yeah.
You got stalls and, places to change diapers in there.
Well, John Capone, the owner, he grew up in the Philippines. That's the way they did it there.
They do have a diaper changing table. And I'm here to tell you, it's hard to stay on top of that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
The way balancing?
Yeah, it is. It's hard to get up there and balance. Plus, I don't think it's made for somebody of my weight.
No, maybe not.
It says maximum weight like 45 pounds or something like that.
That's one cheek.
Yeah.
I know one of the best business ventures that they had here is when they had FFT running the daycare, where everybody that came here that wanted to have their toddler or kid looked after, the drunkest, most irresponsible human being maybe in the state of Georgia would run a daycare over there in the corner.
I remember when
he would just get hammered. He would drink some Dickel. Yeah, and you drop your kids off over there in the corner, let them get some secondhand smoke, and let FFT.
Well, they got to build up a tolerance. That's the way in the South. That's the way you look at it.
Yeah.
Well, hang on.
Where you going?
I had to do that because it's not like nobody knew it was me. There's a reason that we done that in the South.
Why?
Because you got to build up. You people out there pampering your kids, watching, making sure they get all organic foods and all that kind of crud. Them kids gonna be dead by the time they hit teen years.
Really?
You gotta get them out there full of shit.
Yeah.
And they build up an immunity to it. That's what you got to do.
He'll tell you. He started swimming when he was in the East River up in the Bronx, like when he was 4 years old. Yeah. He's immune to everything. You can't kill him. He's had AIDS, hepatitis, cancer.
He gets 24-hour AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good about having that HIV is you can drive on that special lane on the highway.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they give them sick people a special lane to drive on the highway.
Well, you got to be careful, otherwise you could get rear-ended by Liberace.
and then you might, and then you might get in an accident. You get rear-ended by Liberace, and then you might get in a car accident.
It's an adventure out there.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I heard there's a movie out with Michael Douglas playing Liberace. Ruins everything. Ruins my whole impersonation. And Matt Damon's in it. I can see why, because I thought he was half-bagged to begin with.
Really?
But the whole Michael Douglas thing, I just don't like it, man. I do not like it.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
I'm going to put her on the mic.
Yeah. Ma'am, excuse me.
You want to be here and talk to us a little bit about some sports?
No, I told him that you were concerned about his teeth.
Put your teeth in. Oh, he's already got them in.
She ran off. CRUNNOFT. All right, man. Well, that killed that bit.
Well, you know what you just wait for in the parking lot? Taser.
Dog.
Get in the back with the rest of them. Be quiet. We're about to go down the HIV lane.
Hey, if you go in that lane, does that mean you catch it? Because you can catch that from shaking hands, I don't care what they tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to see you. I'm going to get out of here.
Okay.
All right, girl. Good seeing you, man. I worry about him.
Well, yeah, now he's on the one wipes. I think it's upside. I think it's going to get better.
You're a lying son of a bitch.
Take those off and sit down, will you please?
I wish them luck on their
ran her off, man. They ran her right up.
No. That one lady came to pick her up.
Oh, okay. It's like she's torched.
So did you hear your boy Vadley today on the radio?
I didn't hear him on the radio.
He came on and basically, just basically saying that the triple option wasn't for him.
Right.
Coach Johnson gave him a hard time after the Duke game, which was his best game ever. He went back home to Durham, threw 4 touchdown passes. Apparently Johnson gave him a hard time about throwing the ball so much. I mean, it was just really, it really just came across bad.
He's not calling his own plays, is he?
No, but
somebody's open.
You have options.
The option.
Well, you have options on
he
the
turned
look.
it into the quadruple option.
I keep forgetting it's not like normal football.
AJ,
it's not.
Once you fake the dive, the only thing you do is go to the end or drop back and fade and throw the ball.
Right.
Which very rarely
that's all part of the quarterback's read.
What they call a freeze option. Yeah.
So they're going to wait another year, prolong the inevitable, and then at the end of next year they'll fire him and go get somebody else.
It's just everybody knows at this point. It's like to me, it's got to be worth more in good publicity for Georgia Tech than $7 million, or I should say, bad publicity. Wouldn't you pay $7 million rather than have to endure that for another year, and what it's doing to your legacy and what it's doing to how long it's going to take you to come back from this? I mean, to me, it's worth $7 million. Now, if Tech's athletic coffers are so strained that they can't find the $7, they're looking for a booster to pay the $7 like they did with Pruitt. Maybe that's a different situation. But to me, you find a way to get that done.
Well, the one thing I can't really figure out is how the money flows with the boosters at Georgia Tech. We know how it happens at Georgia. I mean, they just open up. Then again, you make a bad hire, all of a sudden they'll snap it down. Don't get pissed.
Right.
And that means millions of dollars when that happens.
Millions. Millions.
I mean, I really don't have a feel for how intense that is with the boosters at Georgia Tech.
I think a lot. I think that some of those guys are very influential guys that are very proud of Georgia Tech, proud of their football history, athletic history. I mean, you think about some of those guys. That the problem is now most of those guys are passing away.
Yeah.
Some of those guys who played in the '50s for those great Bobby Dodd teams.
Right.
That's part of it. Yeah.
And they're going away.
Well, I know for a fact. I got a buddy of mine, diehard Tech fan. His family went to Tech, the whole thing, and they did a study on it. I want to say 13% of Tech graduates live and work inside the state lines of Georgia.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because it's one of the highest paying jobs in all the country.
Yeah.
So in the world, for that matter. I mean, they have an international,
cartel.
Yeah. No, seriously. They when you graduate from Tech, you pick your job.
Yeah.
You go work for your engineering. It's mathematics. It's pretty much international code. You can go anywhere the hell you want to work. And then so anyway, the influential people aren't here.
So
they're not seeing. They just look at the scoreboard and they're like, "Whoa, that's not good."
It's the same group of guys that get hit on all the time, and And I'll tell you who's the ringleader of that whole group was Kim King. Kim King, a great man, and I mean, he's the guy that really ran Tech athletics, and he worked hand in hand with Homer Rice. Homer Rice is the best athletic director I've ever seen come down the pike. And that was when Tech was cooking. That was really after the Bobby Dodd era, but that's when Tech really wanted to, to compete. And Kim King was part of that. Unfortunately, Kim King passed away about 3 years ago. Yeah. So there's no ringleader over there from the Alumni Association.
They got big night in hoops tonight. Both of them are on ESPNU. You got Georgia, Florida. Georgia beat Missouri last week.
Yeah, I know.
And then you got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You got Georgia Tech and Pitt tonight. Both of them.
You know what? When you talk about boosters, that's why it's taking Georgia basketball so long. Until you get a booster who we just don't have many boosters over there who like basketball. That's the problem.
It's a P2 sport for everybody over there.
That is the problem. Georgia could be such a great basketball program. Such a great basketball program.
There's a wide array of smells in here right now.
I've got some cocoa butter a second ago.
It's like cocoa butter, cigarettes, vomit, stale beer.
Discarded one wipes.
Yes, discarded one wipes.
I thought I was at the beach with a Romanian. I don't know.
With the Grandma Kardashian?
Yeah.
I smell coconut oil. You're right.
But that's to cover up all the other stuff.
That's to cover up the puke.
That's one of those plug-in humidifier jobbies.
Like when you kill somebody and you decapitate the limbs in the kitchen.
What do you do? What do you do?
You get coconut oil.
Wow.
I never knew coconut oil. Is that the best thing?
I haven't
tried
that.
That's okay. I've just been using Renewsit stick-ups. And they don't do the job, I'm here to tell you.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound very efficient.
No. They ought to have a commercial. They have a commercial, and people say, it smells like a spring day in here. Then they take off the blindfolds, and they have garbage all over. Mm-hmm. They ought to have like a gag version where they do the same thing with corpses.
Yeah.
Just lay it all over the place. Jesus!
And if you can't find any real, actual dead corpses, you could do it here.
Just wait like a half hour before closing, start signing them up.
Poke them with sticks.
You want to be in a movie?
John's coming to be to unhook the equipment anytime now.
Want to be in a movie? Yeah. You got a mirror, just put it under their nose, make sure they're breathing.
Now you've pissed him off. I'm not even going to get the beer cheese soup and the tea that I'm used to getting for payment.
Oh, man.
That is a special today.
We kid.
Beer cheese soup.
I've been to few nice places. This is up there. It's like
Actually,
Four
food
Seasons,
here.
Ritz-Carlton, Bradley's.
Food here's good.
Oh, food's very
excellent.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we used to come up here, and I used to drink these little things called bullets. Do they still do that?
Yeah,
You ever see
sure,
them?
yeah.
You know what a bullet is?
I have an idea.
It's served in a medicine cup. Watch what you're thinking. I've been to college too, but it's like a little medicine cup, and it's just a little baby Jägermeister. Problem with them is they're a bucket piece bullet. You sit there and go, I think another bullet, and then you have the little baby bullet, another bullet, keep 'em coming, cannonball coming at you.
You know, you've had a whole clip.
Next thing you know, I'm out there fighting with a cab driver. He's trying to get me in the cab, and I'm like trying to get in one door. He's trying to get me in one door, and I'll go, hugga and I'll run around the cab to the other door, and he'll come around and open that, and I'll just go, hugga
Come on, man. Let's take a bullet. Come on, man.
All right, we're
Come on in here.
All right, would you, man? Come on in. Let's get a couple bullets.
So who you got for the Super Bowl? Who's going in?
Seattle, Denver. I have to say that's what I said in August. So I would not be surprised if it's New England, but I got Denver, even with that sloppy defense of theirs. And I can't go against Seattle, the toughest team in the league, neck and neck with San Francisco, and you give them the home field advantage. I mean, it was very special, but whoever between those two teams win the home field advantage in the regular season was going to go to the Super Bowl. Hey, think about this, guys. Those are the teams we have to go through to get where we want to go. You got to go through Seattle, you got to go through San Francisco, right? Now think about our division. Can we get by Carolina? Can we get by New Orleans?
Right.
And think about what's going to happen with Lovie Smith and Tampa. Think about that physicality. Now, when you think about all those teams I just mentioned, you don't need to insert us in there as far as the physical aspect of the game. And that's basic. And people think I but that's how you play the game. That's what takes its toll.
When you bring up the division, that kind of reminds me of what's been bothering me over the past couple of years. We've had some talent on the offensive side of the ball, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's always talk about how the window has gotten smaller to get to a Super Bowl and win one in this day and age than it used to be.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, with the Falcons' window, I'm not going to say it's closed yet, but I don't want to have my fingers in there.
Right.
I feel like they're on the downside of the window.
Well, I'll tell you what. We just have made two positive moves, but unfortunately, it won't work out until we change Smith. Until we change Mike Smith. The fact that Mike Smith, how did those other two guys we fired, how did they get the job in the first place? I mean, I saw them every day, and I knew how they coached, and I knew, how involved they were and what their energy level was, and it just wasn't there. Now you bring in Mike Tice and Brian Cox, and Brian Cox is psychotic. He's nuts. And that's what we need. You need a guy who's going to get him going.
Yeah,
you need a guy who's going to. He was an undersized, great pass rusher.
Yeah.
Maybe he was about AB size, but he played at the linebacker position.
Yeah.
But he is a legitimate, good guy. I like the
good
head
guy,
judge.
Cox,
he's
good
psycho.
guy, bad guy.
He's a good guy.
Psycho guy.
Good psycho.
Okay.
But he's going to get the job done. But you know what? It's still not going to be until we get rid of the leader, who's, like, for lack of a better term, not a leader.
I don't think they have the talent. I mean, you look at San Francisco, you look at Carolina, you look at New Orleans.
I don't see what you're talking about.
On defense, what are you talking about?
Well, defense, yeah, obviously.
Defense.
Yeah, that's the reason they're in the game.
I'm looking at Keekly.
You think they're in the game because of Kaepernick?
I'm looking at Keekly, and then with San Francisco, you're looking at Alden Smith, you're looking at all those guys. Yeah, but how
Willis,
far?
Justin
how far
Smith.
Are our guys? How far away are we?
We don't have one.
Well, we need safeties.
We don't have. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you understand how far we are.
No, I've been complaining about linebackers for years. Everybody's talking about the pass rush. Our linebacker, we have the slowest linebackers in the league. Warlow and Joplo, those guys really have upgraded our speed dimension at the linebacker position. I think a pass rusher is going to evolve, but I think we're going to take this Anthony Carr kid out of UCLA to be a stand-up pass rusher who's a linebacker.
I don't think so. I read something. I read something about him the other day, said that he might be the most overrated player in the draft.
Who said that? Was that Kuiper?
No. This was somebody. The Walter Capper. What the hell's his name?
Walter
Cap. He was a cartoonist.
Oh, yeah.
For the,
That's Andy
Herald
It was
Tribune.
Anthony
No, he was a
Barr, but he was
character.
out of Barr. It was really, it was very clever. It was very clever. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm just telling you what I read about him. They got him going somewhere now between 15 and 30. So it might be a pretty big reach there.
Our first sight is on Jadeveon Clowney. Now,
If you want him, you got to trade up to 2.
Yeah.
And if you want, listen, Bo, would you trade a third, which is basically, I think that's about 66. So would you trade 66 and 6 for 2?
No, I wouldn't.
Then
They're not going to move
I'll
up.
tell you, because I don't know about Jadavian Clowney.
They're not going to
I
move
don't
up.
know about Jadavian, and I've been tainted because because I saw Bruce, right?
Bruce Jenner?
Bruce Jenner.
What a handsome man. He's the creepiest dude ever. He is the creepiest dude ever.
I'm talking about Andre Bruce.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Andre Bruce. Okay, different.
And so I don't know, and it scares me. When you can take some plays off, and take a series off, and not give and I don't know. I just haven't been around him, so I really don't know. I haven't seen him at practice, and with our jerky ass media in this sports media in the South, you don't know. There's nobody that reports coherently on it. Nobody is specific about what he can do and what he can't do, so you don't know.
If he's there when they draft, they'll take him, but they'll already have a deal in their back pocket.
I see him on TV
They're gonna
4
move down.
times a year for the last 2 years. That's it.
If he's not there when they draft, they're going to move down. You think? I don't see it. From all indications, if they don't get Clowney, they're going to go.
Unless they fall in love with one of those tackles. You know what I mean? Unless it's like Matthews or
but you want to take a guy like that with it that high?
See, I don't want to do that.
Wait, have you seen Matt Ryan?
Well, I know,
Matt spends more time on his ass.
You're talking about,
Yeah, but but we just addressed that with our coaching situation. There's an offensive lineman. Unless you have, maybe Matthews is going, but you better be sure this guy is going to be Mike Kennish and be there for 12 years if you're going to take him in that spot, because offensive line is the easiest to find. Really, that offensive line really comes down to coaching and motivation and getting them going. It doesn't take talent, it doesn't take athletic ability to step in front of a blitzer. It takes a desire, it takes a want, it takes these guys working in concert that would come from coaching.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Especially when we need a pass rusher so badly, I don't want to go offensive line with that first pick.
Denver and Seattle played the whole season without their left tackles. They lost Kalady and Okun, both of them.
Right.
You imagine?
Yeah.
they didn't even put the position on the field. Did you know that?
Yeah, they played before.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, which I thought was really amazing.
Well,
we lost him.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Is this the lull? Is this the lull that usually signals, let's wrap it up, boys?
He's tired.
Yeah.
He's
Aren't
tired.
we all,
He's
though?
put in, a good 40 minutes of work today. It's exhausting.
He needs a hug.
No. See everybody.
He does.
Oscar De La Renta.
Don't fight me.
No, come on.
Don't fight me.
Come on. What a jerk.